the deplorables in the audience. I come here before you with a message, a simple message. It is Christmas time.
Merry Christmas!
And we are saying Merry Christmas again. That's right.
Yeah.
But I'm a Christian.
Yes, sir.
But I'm done turning the other cheek.
Let's go! Time to fight.
Because now is the time for action.
Yeah.
Now is the time for victory. Now is the time to take back our country. And we're doing it to take it all back. Now, if we could take a very quick moment, because there's something that happened this week to a friend of mine. And I'd like to take a moment, if we could pray for him. Would you want to pray for my friend with me? Would that be all right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
My friend's name is Father Frank. Father Frank Ramon. Now, some of you may have heard of Father Frank. I'll tell you a little something about him. Father Frank is crazy. Father Frank is overzealous. And Father Frank will do anything to defend our unborn children. Because since 1993, Father Frank has felt in his heart and in his soul compelled by our Almighty Lord to defend the most defenseless in our entire world. Unborn, pre-born children. And because of his work and because of his ministry, and because he's gone on the front lines in this fight, even with seeing the overturning of the evil and demonic Roe v. Wade, which we saw this year. Thanks in no small part to 3 Supreme Court justices that were delivered to us by President Donald J. Trump. Well, unfortunately, we live in a time where there is a war on Christianity. Yes, it's true. And sometimes that war comes from places that we wouldn't expect. The Vatican, believe it or not, has come down and issued an edict against Father Frank. Wow. They said Father Frank said naughty things about Joe Biden. They said that Father Frank went too far in his defense of the unborn. And they've come and they've declared that he should have his priesthood taken away from him. This is persecution, and I pray that it is appealed, because when I see someone putting their entire life on the line for the defense of children, to save our children from the likes of Planned Parenthood, the likes of Nancy Pelosi, the likes of Balenciaga, I say I'm going to stand with that man, and I'm going to stand with him. I'm going to stand and fight with Father Frank, because I believe that we need to save our children. I believe that. Speaking of which, my children are right here.
Yeah.
Two little boys and my wife and family's here. So if you could join me, I'd like to do a prayer for Father Frank. Now, Steve Bannon recently was on trial. He was faced with persecution as well, same way Father Frank is. Another secret trial, another secret verdict that all was handed down. No real defense was offered. And during that week, Steve Bannon was very honored that he asked me to guest host the War Room for him. He gave me the microphone. But on the very last episode of that, my brother knows what I'm going to say. He said, "Don't pray for me. Pray for our enemies, because they're the ones who are going to need it. Because we're going to go medieval on them." And if you know the words, please join in, because if you don't mind, I'd like to go medieval right now. In nomine Patris et Filio et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitte nobis debita nostra, sicut nos dimitibus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo. Amen. Amen. Patris et Filio et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. We pray for Father Frank, let's pray for Steve, and let's pray for the children whose lives are on the very line themselves. Because when I look at our country right now, and I look at our world, we're faced with a lot of threats. And I said this in New York not long ago, I'll say it again today. We're at war. As an intelligence officer, I have to declare my assessment. My assessment is that we are at war, and it's a different kind of war. The media was very upset with me when they saw I said this. You know, Joy Reid is still losing her mind over it. But that's okay. She didn't have much fun to begin with. And the New York Times and the Washington Post and all the others. I don't even read the hit pieces anymore because I just laugh. I said, look how mad I made them. So, I delivered my assessment in these classes. We are in a fifth generational conflict. A fifth generation conflict does not mean a war of sword and shield. It means a war of tweets, of memes, of narratives, of information, a psychological war. Matthias Desmond described this as mass formation psychosis. And throughout 2021 and 2022, this nation faced the most evasive, high-level mass formation psychological operation that's ever been seen in Western history. And that was the push to make you stay at home, to take a vaccine that was not fully tested and rushed, and that your children should take it, and that you should be boosted. And Dr. Birx admitted in her book that they ratcheted up the punishments to ensure compliance. I'll tell you something right now. I do not comply. One of the most powerful words in the English language is the word no. And believe me, my 2-year-old already figured this out. No! You know, eat your vegetables. No! But that really is it, and Steve Bannon was up here last night talking about it. That is the essence of our freedom. It's command by negation. Saying no. We have the power of our own 2 feet, and we are the American people, and we want to plant those feet, we'll leave them where they stand. And they can't move us. Because, now I get there's some people who say, Poso, there's no hope, everything is lost, there's nothing on the horizon for us, we can't go forward, we can't attain any victory. And I say, guys, look around you. Look at America Fest. Look at the turning point events that get bigger and bigger and larger and larger. We've got 48 states represented here. I think something like a dozen countries. Understand that I could give a speech like this anywhere in the world. I was just down in Mexico City. I gave a speech. I went to Budapest in Hungary. I gave a speech. Because we're all doing the same thing. a transnational cartel of elites between the West and the Chinese Communist Party in the East. And the people of Shanghai, the people of Guangzhou, the people of Beijing, just a few weeks ago, stood up to their slave lords, stood up to their masters. The people of Shanghai, where I lived for 2 years, they bucked up and they know the facial recognition technology that was launched against them. They understood the threats to their family, the threats to their livelihood, the social credit scores, blocking them from going to schools, blocking them from work, blocking them from going to military. See where I'm going with this? The exact same operations the Chinese Communist Party are running in the People's Republic are now being run here on American soil. And to that I say, no, absolutely not. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Now, Elon Musk has given us the power in 2 parts. Number 1, on Twitter, he's given us our voice back. He's given us our voice back to tell the truth and to proclaim the glory of Almighty God. And you better believe I'm going to use that. But here's something else. Because he didn't just buy a social media platform when he bought Twitter. He bought a crime scene. And as we're looking through the Twitter files, we need to understand that what we see there is a roadmap into an intelligence operation that was run by the domestic security state on you, on me, on our families, and on our election. And it amounts to no less than a silent coup of the sitting president of the United States.
Yes, sir.
They sat there, they censored our information. We've seen this in the polling, it would have changed the election. But here's the thing. He's not just giving us the emails and the messages, the phone calls, the meetings. What he's giving us is a roadmap to take down the entire deep state. Because we're going to take these files and we're going to apply it to Google, and we're going to apply it to Wikipedia, and we're going to apply it to Meta and Facebook and Instagram. I think it's time to launch an inquisition. And we're going to root these demons out completely and entirely. Every last one of them. And only by doing so, will we be able to take our country back. Because here's how it goes, folks. For every lie they tell, we're going to get in their face and yell 2 truths. For every time they come to us and cancel one of our innocent friends, one of our people, we're going to expose 10 of them. And for every new religion and every cult, paganist ideology that they prop up and they say you have to worship this, we're going to go right in their face and we're going to say, Christ is King! Christ is King! Christ is King! Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not 30 years from now, but this is a 30-year trajectory, and that's what I'm looking at. No. Right now. This starts right now. Because if you think America Fest and Turning Point USA is just some small little, Dave Portnoy, by the way, my good friend Dave Portnoy, he said, well, I'm not going to go to some Talking Point USA. these small little events. Hey Dave, take a look at the room. You've never spoken at an event like this, and
Right.
you never will. You never
Woo!
will. Because as these people try to corrupt the minds of our children, the way they try to indoctrinate them to hate their countries, to hate their families, to question their own gender, their own biology, their own DNA. By the way, my 4-year-old's right here. Hey, Jack. Jack, stand up. Stand up. I have a question for you.
Get on the chair.
Jack. Can a boy become a girl? Wait. Jack. Can a girl become a boy? Exactly! 4 years old. 4 years old, because it's simple. That's the massive age, right? I don't know, we didn't plan that, so I didn't know how that was gonna go. But I'll tell you what. That's my son.
Yes. Sorry.
My other son is sitting right next to him. And if you think I am going to let these people get my children, you're going to have to do it over my dead body. We're going to crank the volume all the way up. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. My name is Jack Poso. Klaus Schwab sent the World Economic Forum police to detain me at gunpoint, to frisk me, to try to take us down. He couldn't stop me. Antifa tried to come and take me out in Washington, D.C. and in Chaz, and we infiltrated them and they couldn't stop me. None of them could. And right after their censorship operation that took place in 2020 and their preferred candidate took office, when the Biden regime tried to enact something called the Disinformation Governance Board. It set it up under the Department of Homeland Security, a federal law enforcement agency. I took it down. And by the way, Nina, if you're having trouble getting rest at the night, staying up so late, if you're seeking that rejuvenating sleep, it's very simple. All you need is the comfortable yet firm sleep available to you for up to 80% off at mypillow.com. Our message for the Yule Ross, for the James Bakers, Vagina Gades, the Elvis Chance from the FBI. And to every single one of them at Google and Facebook and Meta and Amazon, the FBI, the CIA, wherever you are, I'm coming for you. Take this satanic machine that you have built to try to control our reality, and we are going to burn it to the ground.